Hey retro lovers, welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at the SONY Walkman WM-FX131. This model was made in 1993, which puts it at over 30 years old, believe it or not. This was made 14 years after the first SONY Walkman model. That was the TPS L2, made in 1979. Appearance wise, fairly bulky really. It's got that black, smooth and sort of bubbly design that most of the 1990s electronics did. Definitely a little bit more bubbly than the 1980s versions of the Walkman that were much sharper with pointier edges and a more rectangular shape. I think I prefer those myself, but this still looks nice with that bubbly 90s look. It's 90mm wide, 120mm tall, and just 30mm deep. And weighing 200 grams before batteries, very lightweight. The original cost for one of these in 1993 was £34, and that would be about £88 in today's money. So a decent investment at the best part of 100 quid. Let me know if you remember spending £34 of your well-earned money on a SONY Walkman like this. On the front, we have a small window just to keep an eye on our tape cassette spinning. And we also have the horizontal FM and AM readouts. I have realised on mine that the tuning wheel on the top, although it does turn to tune the radio, it doesn't actually move this yellow square, so that'll be needing a repair if I'm going to keep hold of this. On the side to the right, we've got some really nice big chunky buttons: big play, rewind, fast forward, and stop. And we've also got a little switch here to flick between, if we can focus in, to flick between FM, AM, and tape. Let's do that with a bit of volume. FM. AM. Cool, tricky to stop actually in the middle. AM not tuned in. Cool, sensitive. That might be the best we get. And then finally on that switch, we switch back to tape. On the top, we've got another switch with off, 1, 2, that's AVLS. See if our tape's still in the mood for playing. It has been a bit temperamental. Yeah. So with the AVLS, we can have off. We can switch to 1. And we can switch to 2. Let's get a bit closer and see if you can notice as we flick back. So this is setting 2. 1. And off. In my opinion, the higher the number, the quieter it goes. So 2, quiet, 1, a little bit louder, and off, significantly louder. On the back of the on the back of the Walkman, we've got a handy little clip in case you wanted to clip it onto your front pocket or your shorts. And we've got a compartment here for 2 AA batteries. On this side, we really don't have much to see, just a bit of a corrugated plastic side. And on the bottom, just a port there for a 3-volt power lead, which I don't have. We also have the little lip here. I'll need to put it into stop. We also have the little lip here to open the tape up. And let's have a little peek in. A little bit of dust, but it's been working nicely for me. And we've been listening to Dance Hits 94 Volume 2. It does have an anti-roll mechanism, it says here on the front. I'm assuming that's for if you were jogging or walking on the go and didn't want your tape to be jumping and skipping like we all remember CDs doing. Let's test if that works on here. Little rewind. And let's give it a little roll. I can Feel a bit of feedback in my hand. It feels like it's struggling, but if you listen, playing really well through that anti-roll mechanism. That's a great little design. Really impressive. According to my research, this AVLS setting on the top is Sony's volume adjustment technology. And the idea is that if you turn it off, you can then increase the volume, but then you might experience some distortion. So if you go up to 1 and 2, it means that it allows you to play not quite as loud, but with less distortion, so a clearer sound, which is why from this distance away, it sounded quieter, but I'm sure in your ears, it would sound nice and clear. We do also, and finally, have the option to flick between normal or metal tape, and today we're just listening to a normal one. I've got loads of great retro and vintage electronics for us to look at in the next coming weeks, so subscribe to the channel, comment on here if you had something like this Walkman and you've got some good memories of listening to some tape cassettes yourself. Thanks again, take care.